Linda Calder here, and we're together after class today with
Grant Murphy. I'm a freshman, and I really don't have a major yet.
and
I'm Andrew Pipno. I'm a transfer junior, and I'm going for biochemical engineering.
okay, guys. I just thought we'd sit down here and first of all, can I get you anything to drink?
Yeah,
Sure, why not?
You thirsty? Okay. Now, tell me what you thought was most memorable about class today in History 132.
Well, I personally enjoyed the whole thought with the Mark Twain going more towards the helix fashion of telling history and that kind of idea.
Well,
Grant?
I liked all the people's different versions of how they saw the pictures that you showed in class, and their different ideas of what those pictures showed.
People say the craziest stuff in that one picture, you know. Bear, you saw a bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the only one who's ever seen a bear, Grant. But if you can draw the line around the shapes to find a bear, then you've got your evidence lined up, and that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what questions are on your mind?
Well, I know that it's kind of been floating around, and I know that I'm not really a history major, and I'm kind of more studying towards, of course, my major. Would there? I'm just trying to know if I'd have a hard time, or would I be able to do well in this class, even though I'm not a history major.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good question. Can I get you some more to drink?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, so can you do well in this class if you're not a history major? Yeah, I think so. In fact, some of the best students I've ever had come from, pre-med type majors. Because here's what it takes to do well in this class. First of all, you have to sort of follow instructions. So, you have to, read the handout that tells you how to do the assignment. A lot of people go wrong because they just don't read the handouts very carefully and follow instructions. And then secondly, you just got to put the time in. This is a class that will take some time, but it's not like physics. This isn't like super brain science. History is a middle brow discipline. Just average people can do really well at historical thinking. That's why I went into it. So yeah, you can do well in this class if you put in the time and sort of follow instructions. Yeah, you don't have to be brilliant. What else? What other questions you got?
I was wondering about the assignment on Wednesday,
Next Wednesday's assignment.
the workshop.
Yeah. This is the first big assignment. And it's got a name. I call it the diagnostic essay. It's diagnostic because it's not going to be graded, but it is going to be evaluated. And so we're going to use it to diagnose how good you are at historical thinking right now before I really teach you anything. And it'll be a baseline. We'll find out where you are and take you from there to a better place. So this is going to show you at the beginning of the course either you're really good at it already or you're not very good at it and you better pay attention. You better come to class. Otherwise, the grade you get on this diagnostic essay will probably be the grade you end up with at the end if you're not learning anything. And most people are not going to do well in this essay because most people don't know how to think historically very well. Can I get you something else to drink?
Yeah, sure.
So, you've read the handout already, Grant?
Yes.
All right, well, what questions do you have that I can clarify from that handout?
So, what are we trying to say on the thesis about? Are we going on what we think the topic of how the war was won, or?
You're already thinking about your thesis, huh? Here's what you're going to do. You've got, I think, 8 or 10 documents about the war. You're going to read those. And you're going to need some question. that these documents can answer. So before you think about a thesis, the more important thing is, well, what's my question? And if you can find a good question, this essay almost writes itself after that. But if you struggle to get a good question, it's going to be like pulling hair. It's the question that's really the most important thing. So you get a question, and ideally the question should pop from watching the film in Monday's class. The film has a question it's answering, and you might just say, oh, I like that question. I wonder if the film's answer to it corresponds with what this evidence in the documents says. That's how it works. You kind of get a question, you see how somebody else answers it, and you wonder, is there another way to see this based on this evidence I've got? And you go looking for your mucky moment where the evidence might suggest a totally different picture than what the film said or what somebody else said. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that makes sense. I don't believe you, because we're at the beginning of the course. This is all new and unfamiliar. It shouldn't make sense to you. Okay? It shouldn't make sense. But this is a big essay, and here's what's kind of neat about it. Something to drink?
Yeah, you can go ahead and top me off.
I said this will be evaluated but not graded. Suppose lightning strikes. You're a golfer, right, Grant?
Yeah.
Suppose you're golfing Saturday and lightning hits you and causes you to become this like great historical thinker all of a sudden. And you write this essay, and it's really good. And I evaluate it and put a grade of A on it. Now, the A is not going in my grade book. It's just to tell you where you stand. But suppose you get an A on it. Guess what? In week 5, when we have our first graded assignment, you could turn this in as your graded assignment, and it'll count for you. So if you do hard work now and it turns out well for you, you're going to be rewarded later. You're going to be able to use it. But if you make an F on this first one, hey, no harm. We just found out where you are, and it will never show up in the grade book. And later, when there's some graded work, you'll write something else that should be better because several weeks have gone by, you've learned some things and improved over the diagnostic essay. So that's how it works. Anything else I can clarify?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, I'll just. I think I'm still a little bit thirsty. Yeah. It's good to talk to you guys, and I'll see you in class on Monday.
All right.
Thanks.